Escapetheroomers. We're in Salem, Massachusetts, and this is our last stop of the day. How appropriate, we are at Escape Room Salem.
Hey, Escape the Roomers, Brandon here. We are in Salem, Massachusetts, and I'm with John. John, how are you?
Very good. Good to see you.
Thank you so much for having us. We're going to hit John with our 5 key questions so we can learn a little bit more about Escape Room Salem. Are you ready?
Absolutely.
All right, the first one. When did you open Escape Room Salem?
We opened Escape Room Salem about 4 years ago, and I really, like I said, I run and build haunted houses, so it was a natural progression, and I had this gameplay in my head. I hadn't gone to an escape room before then. I just wanted to go in and build one untainted. And the original one was called the Outbreak, about 4 years ago.
Okay.
And it was a smash. So
that's great. So even puzzle concepts and all that was
everything. I've been building attractions and animations and things like this for so long. It just came secondhand to me. And I had the gameplay in my head.
Yeah.
And it all, like melted butter, it all just came into place. People came in and loved it, so I said, well, I'll build another one.
Yeah. Well, let's go to the second question. Where do you get that inspiration from? Like, where do the ideas come from? And yeah, how does that work?
I am probably the biggest movie buff in the entire world.
Okay.
I see not just every movie and every genre of movie. I see every country's movie. I watch Korean films. I watch
That's
Japanese
where the scary
films.
stuff goes.
The Host and all this stuff. Train to Busan. I have an addiction to horror movies and action movies and things like this. But I love to watch how they're made. I look and I go, wow, interesting. And I go, here they are in the, let's say, a Chuck Norris movie.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be rescuing people from Vietnam. Why is it that all the license plates on the Jeeps have California license plates?
Yeah.
So I'm like one of those
details.
Yeah, little details. But I watch how things are made.
Okay.
And I've also worked on some independent films and things like that. So I've been doing scenic design for a long time.
All right. Well, escape room wise, what is your ultimate escape room theme based off of a movie that you have not built yet that one day you are hoping to?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. We've all got one of these. Mine would have to be. I just think it would be amazing. A concept that terrifies me is the concept of night terrors, and when people have sleep paralysis and their own nightmares are freezing them in place. Mm-hmm. So I would like to make a movie to make an escape room that the people are literally facing their worst phobias. And here they are walking in because you are part of this brand new experimental treatment program from a mad scientist who his treatment is you'll go in with other people who have similar phobias and you will have to battle them. But the problem is it can be very damaging to you permanently if you stay in your nightmare too long.
Right.
And that's why we
only
have
like
1 hour.
In 1 hour.
Exactly.
Well, for Cece actually faced her fear because we did The Ring last year, and that was
nice.
One of her things that probably kept her up all night, and she couldn't get no sleep after watching that.
I love The Ring.
I'm not going to tell you what mine is because you might build it. And
all right. Fair enough.
Our third question for you is how many games do you have available at this location?
At this location, we have 2.
Okay.
And we have a sister location that has another 2 in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, called Escape Room Rhode Island.
Escape Room Rhode Island. Oh, okay.
Yep.
In where in Rhode Island?
That's
Pawtucket?
in Pawtucket.
Oh, okay, yeah. Our fourth question for you is how do you do your bookings here? Are they public, private, an option for both?
There's an option for both. We have been to a lot like of escape rooms after we built our escape rooms, and I noticed that in many escape rooms it's like 10 feet by 12 feet, just like this cube.
Yeah.
And you're expected to, with 8 people, to spend an hour in that.
Yeah.
So we like the big ours, like fairly big, give you people room to move around.
Yeah, this is very generous.
Yeah.
Right
So we'd like to give you more, and I my big thing is I think a great escape room is different types of puzzles, not just the same type of puzzle over and over.
Right.
And then enough for everyone to do.
Yeah.
And that's, I think what makes a good escape room.
Yeah, see, you can tell when someone has played escape rooms because you can view it from the other side.
You can view it from the other side, yeah. And I truly, now, my wife wants to kill me sometimes because it'll be 2 in the morning and I'm like, oh my god, I just got this incredible idea. And I get up and I sketch an idea for a puzzle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is so insane. And she's like, oh. I go, if I don't sketch it, I'll forget it.
Yeah.
So
you got like tons of paper by your bedside.
I'm impulsive. I draw it, and then it becomes a reality.
Cool. So John, we want to get to know you a little bit better. Our last question is something that most people would not know about you. I know you said you're an open book, you're easy to Google, but is there anything that,
Sure. Besides running Boneyard Productions International, so I'm a haunted house guy. I've haunted Madison Square Garden. I've haunted the biggest arenas in the world, Foxborough Casino. So I'm very well known for haunting.
Okay.
The escape room now with Escape Room International, I'm known very well for puzzles and gameplay and things like this. But what a lot of people don't know, and they get a kick out when they find out, is that I was also a country singer. For quite some time, I went to Nashville and recorded with musicians from Reba McEntire's stuff, for the guys from Toto, the band Toto, and many famous musicians were in on my session. And I have 3 country albums out there, and which is really a funny thing. And it's not I lost my dog, lost my truck type of country.
Where's my horse?
I'm from Boston, so it's like it's a little bit more in between.
Anything on YouTube that we can find and dig up?
It's called Nashville to Boston.
Nashville to Boston.
Featuring Miss West Virginia and myself.
Okay. And so John obviously plays escape rooms.
Yes.
What is one that stood out for you? One that was memorable, that wasn't your favorite, but is something that stood out for you.
All right. The life-changing, can I say 2?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Give a shout out for 2.
Oh, I'm gonna give a shout out for the 2 because 1 no longer exists.
Okay.
But I think it inspired everyone, and the second one is just phenomenal. The first one was called the Crypt, and that was in Boston, and it was many years ago. And they didn't even call it escape room because everybody always wanted the person with you in the room. Mm-hmm. But in concept, every room was a different riddle to break, and you had to work together in tandem to solve the entire attraction. The sets were beautiful, the flow was beautiful. Judging from the small storefront, and then I went into this incredible. I felt very involved, and I totally. I could suspend my disbelief of I literally was able to be in that atmosphere.
In 1 hour, you just
I was somewhere else. It was magic. Yeah. And I went like, wow. I'm like, that was great. I went back like 6 times. And I was so sad to hear that they sold it and moved on. And those guys are 5 wits. They did the ones with Fox. So they don't like to call theirs an escape room.
Right. We're actually going there tomorrow.
Yes, and they have 2 really nice ones up in Foxborough Stadium up there. They're really nice people.
Great.
But the one that inspired me the most is I went out to Fort Collins, Colorado.
Okay.
And there is an incredible escape room game master there named Chris Corman.
Okay.
And I don't think there's a finer escape room in the country than...
What's the name of the company?
His Fort Collins Escape Room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And basically, his new one, Kingdom of the Dragon, I would defy anybody to beat that.
Really?
Yes.
Got to make it out to Colorado.
Oh yeah. And he is generous. He's been a friend of mine in the haunt industry for many, many years. And all of a sudden he said, "Hey, I opened up this thing. You should come check it out." and I was blown away. And what I loved was I learned something about how, you know, and he was part of the show. Just his the way he interacted with the public and things like this, and he made it personal.
Right.
And that's another thing I really liked about his show. He made it personal.
Yep.
He cared, and you could see the joy in his face watching the people go through. He loved what he has done, and me. You know, here I was. You know, I have a million how to run a haunted house,
but
VHS
still,
DVDs out there,
still
escape room
blown
stuff. This now is my heart.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I'm booked building escape rooms till the end of time now, which I prefer because instead of taking 5,000 square feet, I can take 300 square feet or 500 square feet. But he totally inspired me, and everything about it was so genuine. And I realized that you were in the hospitality business. Mm-hmm. You know, how good you are to your customers and how you greet them and saying hello and saying thank you. Yeah. Is so much part of the experience.
Absolutely.
And
it's all about the experience.
That one, hands down. Short shout out to Mars in Nashville. That was another great one.
Okay.
But yeah, that one really that lit my fire.
That's great. Well, thank you for lighting his fire, because we wouldn't be here, or we wouldn't have an escape room to check out today. And John, thank you so much for answering our questions.
Absolutely.
You guys need to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can know what to expect when you get here to Escape Room Salem, get a sneak peek, and also check out our website so you can see our review when you come here to Escape Room Salem. Peace.
For help, for hints and clues for you to think it through. Leaderboard or not is whether you win or lose. 3 hints left for me to choose. 2 hints left for me to use. 1 hint left for me to move. Time is running out, gotta figure something out. 3 hints left for me to choose. 2 hints left for me to use. 1 hint left for me to move. Time is running out, gotta figure something out.